Welcome back, ladies and gents. Doomsday.
Doomsday indeed calls for what we call, ladies and gentlemen, an emergency. This is an emergency state. We are in a state of excitement. We are in a state of confusion. We are in a state of... The only state we're not in currently is docking, because that's what we were doing the last couple of hours.
For now, we are just talking about Doomsday.
The
trailer.
And the poster, have you seen the poster?
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor, go to Robert Downey Jr.'s Instagram, go to the Russo brothers' Instagram, Agbo, Marvel Studios, everybody's posting it. It looks shocking that it's not a million floating heads.
No, it looks very cool.
Very interesting.
Is this in Latveria, or is this in Battle World, or?
That's definitely, to me, Latveria, and in my opinion, that's Mommy and Baby Doom.
Mommy Doom.
Mommy Doom, yes.
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure.
Which would make sense. Normally, that's a plot point, a driving thing for Doom is mommy issues. Mommy's maybe gone away and he needs to go get mommy, or mommy's dead and he needs to bring her back to life, etc., etc. Usually that's what's going on for him, so that would make a lot of sense that would be a big part of his motivation. He's not wearing his mask in this poster. He has it in his hand. Yeah,
overall, thoughts on trailer. I mean, I said in our reaction, which is on our socials, that it's just cool seeing everyone together. I don't think we've seen that a lot recently in the MCU, characters crossing over, because I just don't think the movies have been as connected. We got that a little bit in Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four with some end credits and everything, but...
Barely. Compared to back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, I think we got it a little bit more. And there just hasn't been an Avengers level movie in a while, an Avengers movie or like a Civil War type thing. There hasn't been a movie like that in a while. So it is fresh to kind of see, like, oh, we're seeing Ant-Man next to Reed Richards. We're seeing, the Thing talk to M'Baku and all this stuff. So Namor's back. All the people from the X-Men universe are back. It's all, that was my main takeaway. It was like, oh, I mean, we knew we were going to see them on screen again together, but it's just been so long since that happened. It does feel epic and grand, and it's a lot of fun.
The trailer's a little bit different. There are shots that are a lot more finished. That being said, not to be a negative Nancy this early on, because we're going to gas this trailer up a ton, and we'll be comparing it to other legendary Marvel trailers and superhero trailers and in general. I still do believe that shot of Thor coming down on him with Stormbreaker looks really unfinished to me, and I think I'd be very disappointed if that was the shot in the movie.
What looks bad about it? Because
we'll break it down on the Patreon like we just explained, but like if you stop it, it's just whatever's behind him is not behind him, and the electricity, the lightning that's around him doesn't look nearly as good as the lightning usually looks around Thor in moments like the Ragnarok bridge scene or Bring Me Thanos in Infinity War. It just doesn't look that good.
I don't know if I agree about the lightning. I'll need to watch it again. I think the lightning looked fine. I do agree with you that the surrounding area or space that he's in doesn't look as good as it could be. You can obviously tell that that's not real, but the lightning looked fine to me.
For sure. I'd be interested to see if that's a fake out, by the way. If that is just a trailer moment and that scene happens in a different location.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
The Thor, the Doom stopping Thor shot.
2 fingers, yep.
He's the only one there, right? So would it disappoint you if that was like a vision or like something that Thor dreamed, or it doesn't actually really happen because it's in this like weird, destroyed land. Thor's the only one there. There's no one else around. He attacks. Is Thor just like really anxious and dreams that? Because I wouldn't put him past him to potentially do that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen, but as I was watching it, I was like, oh, what if this doesn't even happen?
I actually think that that's a very fair theory that wouldn't surprise me at all. Now that like you're describing it that way, it's a vision or it's some kind of like telepathic.
Yeah, like Doom is sending a message to Thor or something, and he jumps into his mind. And in the dream world, Thor's immediate response is to attack him, and he's just doing that in the dream, and then they talk.
Yeah, they talk.
That would suck.
Yeah. Speaking of talking,
yeah,
Got to talk about Robert Downey Jr.'s accent as Doctor Doom. What's your biggest takeaway after hearing it for the first time?
I mean, it just doesn't sound like him. Like
At all.
I really, really had to try and hear RDJ in there, and it was tough.
Yeah.
So that excites me.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really cool. You know, because one of the what we're afraid of is like, oh, it's just Tony Stark again. You're just bringing RDJ back. But if he's completely different, he's completely different character. He sounds completely different, and he's actually taking it seriously enough to create that accent and do it well. He's not just getting a check where he's coming back and he's just being himself again.
Yeah.
That seems like there's a little bit more care put into it, and I kind of like that, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It makes a lot of sense. It was interesting. The first time I heard it, I was like, who the fuck is that? Is that Patrick Stewart?
Yeah.
And then I was in an auditorium. There were a lot of people talking, so it was kind of hard to hear. And then the second time, people were like, that's RDJ. And then so these last two times I've watched the trailer, you really hear, you can kind of hear RDJ in there, but it's really an impressive job. Big takeaway for me is what he's saying. He is coming, whoever he's talking to as a friend. He's talking to as a friend, being like, he doesn't say incursion, but it implies incursion is happening. We have to band together to stop it. What do you think about maybe it's the opening scene is the Doom Thor scene?
Oh, yeah.
And then he goes to Earth and he's like, dog, we got to assemble the Avengers.
Look, we've never seen Doom before, so they got to introduce him somehow.
Yeah.
And he's not in our universe.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, in the comics, like, there's definitely a Doom in our universe. I can't really remember specifically if it was our specific Doom that did all the Battle World stuff. I assume it was. It was. He kind of just goes off and does his own thing with Molecule Man and all this freaking bullcrap. So they might have to change that a little bit to bring this Doom in from another universe, like they're doing with all the characters, I guess, as opposed to having him established in our universe. Because I don't think they're going to try and create a Doom in the main timeline MCU universe and then make him the main bad guy. I think they'll bring in an established otherworldly Doom. I mean, they've been given hints here and there of Latveria being a thing, but
yeah, in Fantastic Four we get.
And Daredevil.
When do they say Latveria and Daredevil?
In Daredevil Born Again, he's in the courtroom or something. And don't they say something about Latveria?
Oh, I didn't hear that. I don't think I clocked that.
I'm pretty sure.
How did I miss that?
Am I tripping?
I'm looking it up. Latveria.
Was it season
There's
2?
no Doom in our no. Daredevil Born Again does not feature Dr. Doom's fictional homeland of Latveria. Easter egg. They say Latvia.
Oh, yeah. I think I had to run it back because I was like, is that the courtroom?
Yeah, it's Latvian Heritage Day. They bring up in the courtroom.
There you go. I might have switched that up then. So when do we see it?
The only thing we've seen acknowledging Latveria is that seat being empty at the Future Foundation in Fantastic Four First Steps. And then obviously we get Doom in the after credit scene with
so that's just Fantastic
Franklin.
Four. So
Yeah,
nothing in
it's
our
it.
universe has ever mentioned Latveria?
No. Because we don't have a Latveria because we don't have the Fantastic Four.
Wow, that's crazy.
I always thought that it would be Sokovia. I always thought that they would make new Sokovia and call it Latveria, and Doom in the MCU would come up like Hitler and like take a people at their lowest and like manipulate them like that and kind of like grow to power by being like, we're the best, we're the chosen people kind of situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I thought that it would be a like real parallel to Hitler coming up in the 30s. But they're not doing that in the MCU at all. I don't know if we're going to get a proper Doom origin. I can't imagine the opening scene isn't a proper Doom origin for 15 to 20 minutes.
You got to introduce the character. Like we haven't ever really gotten him, we got him in Fan Four Stick. Shut up. And we got him in 2000 whatever. But we have not gotten Doom at all in the MCU.
Yeah.
It's not like Spider-Man where this is the third reboot of Spider-Man and you don't need to do his origin in Homecoming. You know what I mean? He's a huge character.
You've never properly done anything with Latveria, by the way. It's like one line in the 05 Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And forgive me if I'm forgetting the Latverian scene in Fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
he's just
I think he's just a guy.
No, yeah, I don't think he's just in the lab and then he gets transported to that place. God, that movie was bad.
Awful movie.
Oh man,
all-time bad movie.
That movie was bad.
Terrible movie. But so we've never done Latveria properly, but now that I'm thinking about it, what buildup do we get for Thanos? We get the after credit scene in Avengers, we get the after credit scene in Age of Ultron, and we get the scene in Guardians.
Yeah.
If that's it, obviously that's way more than we've gotten for Doom and Latveria. But they do his origin. It's not the opening of Infinity War, so you don't need to open with a Latveria.
No, I don't think you necessarily need to open with it. But I will say Thanos' goal and the things that are involved in that are the Infinity Stones, which are in basically every single project.
We've been building to that.
Right, so Thanos himself only shows up 3 or 4 times, which is still 3 or 4 times more than Doom. But the Infinity Stones show up every single movie, basically, you know what I mean? Or at least multiple times a phase. So, other than Fantastic Four,
nothing. And we're not getting anything. Because Spider-Man's, I mean, maybe they tease it a little bit.
Maybe in the end credit, yeah.
Maybe. But I doubt it. Based on how they've been talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah, I said this in our trailer reaction as well. Still not sure about Cap.
Yes. Let's talk about it in detail.
Now, he looks amazing. He looks sexy. That long hair plus the beard, tight shirt.
I just completely disagree with you.
No, he looks great.
I think that wig looks awful.
What makes you think it's a wig?
It looks terrible on him. If it's
why do you say such things?
If it's not a wig, then
you said it as a fact, like it was a wig, and then it looks terrible.
I hope for dear Lord that it's a wig. I pray to God that is a wig.
No, so I've said this on the podcast before, and the reason that I don't like Cap coming back is because you brought back all these people.
Absolutely.
Right? And the X-Men universe, I can excuse. It's an incursion, whatever, and they're not really in the MCU, you know, multiverse theory, whatever. You know, you're bringing back Kevin Feige's always there. You're bringing back the Russos, right? And then you brought back RDJ. And you brought back RDJ, but at least he's not the same character.
Yep.
And like, when that was first announced to me, it did seem a little desperate.
Yep.
I was excited for it, and I still am.
This moment is incredible, though.
That's an incredible moment,
Yep.
and we were freaking out about it. But at the same time, I was like, okay, MCU's in trouble. After 10 years, they have to bring back the Russos and RDJ, and that's all they got. Mm-hmm. But at least he's playing a different character, like we talked about. He's doing a different voice. Like, it sounds really good.
Yep. If you would have pitched us, when he was revealed 2-3 years ago at this point, when we left that dinner. It was 2 years ago, something like that. Mm-hmm. If you would have told us at that dinner, when we found out the news that Robert Downey Jr. was Dr. Doom, you played us his voice. You showed us the costume. We're not going to see him in any of the promotional material without the mask on. We'd have been like, okay. Like, we buy it a lot more now. Just wanted to interject. Continue.
No, yeah, I agree to a certain extent. And like, they're still obviously going to have to tackle the fact that he is the same person. I still think they will do
100%.
that. Like, there's no, like, why would you cast RDJ if there's not some sort of plot point or something that you're doing with the fact that he is our universe's Tony?
100% agree.
But, you know, in Endgame, we got 3 main characters ends. Black Widow, Cap, and Tony.
Yep.
And you've brought back 2 of them, basically. And, at least one of them is a different character. But Cap isn't.
Yep.
It's not even a different Cap. It's the same Cap.
We think.
I mean, when he says, hey, buddy, and does this, I think that's the whole point of showing him. That's
he does say, hey, pal. Oh! The Steve one, when I had that moment where I was like, they're going to have to go back on the Endgame ending, and you were like, what the fuck? Like, you had this visceral reaction to me saying that. That's just in my head so ingrained. Like, what the fuck?
No, I don't like it.
How are they're going to have to go back on the ending?
No, they don't.
So what, he's just going to accomplish this mission and then just go back? Which we see Loki in this trailer.
Loki's in it.
We see him holding his TVA card. So is he no longer the god of stories? Because he's not in that whole fit. What happened to the ending of Loki? Or is this a Loki variant? Is this a different Loki? That's another TVA agent? What's going on there? Very interesting stuff.
Yeah, but we never see almost the entire trailer is exclusively all these characters interacting. There's not a single shot that they show where one big character is not interacting with another.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
The only one is the Loki one.
Where he's alone.
They show him alone. So is he just going to be like a cameo where they go to the TVA or something? Or is he going to actually be integral? Because I can't think of a single scene where it's not like they're showing everyone meet. That's the whole point of this trailer. It's like, oh, look at all these people meeting.
Yeah. It reminds me of that early Infinity War trailer where it's like, I like your plan, except it sucks. So let's go with my plan and then it'll actually work. That scene was just a trailer moment for us to be like, holy shit, the Guardians and Iron Man and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. You know, like that.
Yeah.
That's what this trailer is.
Yeah, which I love.
Except for Thor versus Doom and this Loki scene.
But even Thor versus Doom, that's
the two of them.
characters.
Yeah. And then that's how we get the narration from Thor.
Yeah.